Joining me now to share his insight is an architect, Kobi Karp. He's a member of the American Institute of Architects. Mr. Karp, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Listen, this is a catastrophic failure, and we're still in search and rescue phase, and those efforts need to be exhausted before we get to these questions as to what possibly could have caused this. But those questions will and do demand answers. As you look at this, without making definitive explanations or theories, what are the kinds of things that could cause a sudden collapse like this?
So, number one, thank you very much. Our prayers and our thoughts and our hearts go out to the victims. This is a community in a neighborhood, and this is a very unique event whereby the structure that is a commonly used structure here in South Florida, concrete reinforced slabs, columns, and shear walls, had a major devastating effect. This is a common structure that we have repeatedly used over the decades since the 1920s, and it's probably the way it looks right now, a collision of effects of potentially working on the roof, potentially the non-maintenance of certain parts of the building where the connections can come together and fail and create the pancake effect that happened that collapsed the whole building.
As you've been speaking, Mr. Karp, we're seeing what are live pictures of excavation taking place at the site here. Mr. Karp, there is a researcher at Florida International University, which is nearby, who had done some research on this area, including this building, and found signs of subsidence, sinking of the structure. Not a lot, a couple millimeters a year, but given the way structures work, he says that could have had an effect. I mean, would that kind of thing, again, without making a definitive conclusion, put stress on a structure like this that could potentially lead to collapse?
That's a very good point. Settlement is a natural occurrence where the buildings settle. The problem can happen is obviously if the settlement is not equal, it's not the same, then people in the building would see cracks in their floors. The table would not be flat. Things would roll off. You would see cracks in your walls. You look up in the ceiling and you see cracks in the ceiling. Those are the kind of things that individuals who live in the building would see and then report to the condominium association for the repair and the maintenance of the building. Yeah. And it sounds like some of these things did occur, yet they were not maintained and they were not dealt with.
Yeah. Question. If I'm living next door to this building, right, or in a similar building nearby, how should I be looking at this? How should residents in the area, and should there be concern, at least as a precautionary measure, about the stability of other buildings in the area, if it's not specific to this one structure, right? If it's something about the foundation, the ground around where this building came down?
It's a valid concern. We do have friends and family who sleep in these buildings on a daily basis. I am deeply hopeful that us as a community, as we've gotten together after Hurricane Andrew in 1992, we'll get together here. After Hurricane Andrew, we found out that certain structures were not really designed for hurricane impact, and we became the forefront of that. I think we're looking at the same thing here. I think we're looking at re-looking at how we look at existing structures, at their ability to be maintained on an ongoing basis. We've done it in the past. We have beautiful historic buildings built in the 1920s here in Miami Beach that we have restored and preserved, and they're standing. And then we have this event of a structure, or a rather youthful building, 40 years old. And that's the issue that we have on the table. And I believe, I'm optimistic that we as a community, with the resources that we have here, we have very good inspections, we have very good community that will deal with this, and a very good government that has dealt with it in the past.
Yeah, 159 people, if it is that high, should not go to sleep with fear of the building coming down on their heads. Architect Kobi Karp, thanks so much.
Thank you for your time.